Former world champion Caleb Truax called it a career last week. Ren Clayton caught up with a Minnesota boxer to reflect on the memorable past 2 decades.
The time has come.
I'm old, and boxing is a young man's sport.
Osseo-born and raised boxer Caleb Truax is hanging up the gloves. A moment in his last fight, a loss last June, made it clear.
After about the second round of that fight, I knew I was slowing down a little bit, and I knew I was going to have a long night, so it was just time to call it a day.
Truax is a former world champion. He pulled off an upset in a super middleweight title fight in 2017. A shining moment in a successful and surprising career. Truax grew up a baseball and football player and didn't start boxing until he was 19.
Thankfully, I fell into boxing when I was 20 years old, and it took me around the world and around the country and met some of the friends that I'll have for the rest of my life.
Truax retires with a 31-6-2 record, many of his fights taking place at the Armory or the Convention Center or elsewhere in Minnesota.
And all the fans in Minnesota have always supported me, and that's the reason why I was able to have the success that I did, just being supported and having sold-out crowds at most of my fights. It was awesome to fight here at home.
At 40 years old, Truax has put 20 years into boxing. Now it's time for a new chapter.
Looking back, it's been one heck of a ride, that's for sure.
In Minneapolis, Ren Clayton, WCCO Sports.